Welcome back. We now head over to the Rock It Up charity show taking place at Falche's Irish Pub in Mississauga. This charity show is to raise money for the interim place, featuring 5 different bands and artists this year so that it will attract many different people. Let's take a look.
Rock It Up Music School hosts a charity concert at Falche's Irish Pub in Mississauga to raise funds for Interim Place, a shelter for abused women. Local artists volunteered their time to showcase their talent and bring awareness to this important cause. We sit down with Darren Flower, the creator of Rock It Up, as he tells us a little bit about himself and the event being held.
I started Rock It Up almost 4 years ago. Nobody would hire me to teach music lessons or to do certain things, so I hired myself. I started my own company, and in the last 4 years, I've also have an award-winning radio show for CFREradio.com. That's the University of Toronto Mississauga campus. I just got my own RogersTV show, which is debuting very, very soon. And I put on charity shows. This is the second year in a row that I put on a charity show to raise money for Interim Place, which is a women's shelter in South Mississauga. When it comes to this particular charity show, my objective is to raise money for Interim Place. So a place that I clicked with last year, I raised $1,400 for them. And this year I'm hoping we can do better with all the efforts combined.
Members of Interim Place came out to talk about the importance of having a system like this for women in the community. We caught up with Farheen Khan, the development manager of Interim Place, who talks a little bit more about the organization.
Interim Place is a shelter for abused women and children. We provide shelter and support services to up to 54 women and children fleeing violence at any given time. We've got 2 shelter locations that provide service to the region of Peel, so Mississauga, Brampton, and Caledon. When women arrive to Interim Place in our shelters, they have access to counselors, housing workers, legal workers, and children and youth staff. We do our best to support them in transitioning back into the community so that they can live a life free of violence. We have a 24-hour confidential and anonymous crisis line. And we have a community support and outreach program where we have staff in the community that are able to provide counseling, education, awareness, and safety planning as well. It takes a lot of courage for women to have to step out of an abusive relationship and to actually seek support. And knowing that, when they make that decision, they're often very alone in that decision. We have, events like this actually validate the fact that the women aren't alone and that there are people in the community who in fact are actually supportive of their decision and that that they have some they've got a sense of community right behind them.
November has been officially marked Women's Abuse Prevention Month. Singer and performer in tonight's event, Melanie Eccles, tells us why she thinks it's important for the youth today to be educated on violence against women.
It's important so that they don't themselves grow up, number one, the girls thinking that it's okay because they may have been raised in that type of situation, and for the boys to also know that this is very wrong, this is not how you treat women. And so if you instill these type of values in them at a very young age, hopefully they'll carry that forward to their own lives with partners, whoever that may be. So hopefully it'll be a better society for everybody.
Not only is Rock It Up's charity show enjoying good music, they're also raising awareness for Interim Place's abuse against women. In Mississauga, Sasha Azeez, All Access Pass.